Last episode, we made what I would consider very, very large amounts of progress in our world here. Now that the vision's finally coming to life, I think it's time we knock a couple more things off the to-do board. So I've been pondering this board for quite a while and thinking, what's important? What do I think should get done very quickly? Now, last episode, we did use up quite a large amount of our bone meal, making our nice garden area, which yes, still needs to be lit up, which I might consider pretty important, but it's not on the board, right? If I happen to do that by the end of the episode, it's gonna be because it becomes a massive problem, which realistically it already has, considering I've lit up all the caves around here for the creeper farm, and massive amounts of mobs just spawn there. But I do believe I've finalized on which one of these I am going to start with, and that's going to be our mass smelter. Saying, when I built the sorting system, I made a mass smelter, but it doesn't really work, and I'll show you why momentarily. As you can see here, it's just a basic run-of-the-mill system here, but if we go into our free cam mode, because it's so rubbing up on the hoppers for the sorting system, I can't just use powered rails because torches will just lock these hoppers and make this not work. And doing this results in these hoppers locking and items not going in to our actual furnace area. So I have to try and figure out a way to stop that. And to do that, I am going to take this system and drop it in to my creative testing world, which I have already done. So I have a couple possible solutions for this, and all of them result in losing a couple furnaces, which in the end isn't that important, right? We don't realistically need all of these, especially at the end here. I want to decorate this up because this currently just looks bad, but making this look pretty is gonna have to wait a little bit because I want to make sure it's functioning first. So we're actually gonna start at the far end here, because in the end, we may no longer have these couple furnaces. So I have two possible solutions bouncing around in my head here on how we can get around the hopper situation. And the first is gonna kind of stick with what I already have, and that's with the detector rails, which as you can see, doesn't have the items go down. But I want to know, does it do just the one it's on, or does it affect the side ones as well? It does not. Alright, but what if, so even if the minecart's like in the halfway point in transit, does it still only lock? No, now it locks both. Okay, that's what I was worried about, which results in all three of these being useless, so our gaps would have to be 3 wide to get that to work. Which, since that's the case, leads me to hopping to my second solution. And since it is forced to lose the 3 anyways, I think this will end up being the winning solution. Because if we just take out one and then throw it there, then we have the 9 both ways powered rails across the whole shebang, leading to even distributions, and in the end, just a cleaner overall looking system. Because sure, we'll still have these locked things, so we'll still have to get rid of the 3 gap, but it'll be functionally better overall. Now I just have to know how that's gonna affect this unit in the back. Because I can't put the block here, because it'll power the bottom but not the top. And if I put it here, I'm gonna be losing both these end ones, resulting in just having one furnace. Oh, scratch that! This is out of the way of the system, so I can just do the usual method of putting the redstone out of the way. So then we'll still get our powered, not affecting our hoppers or the sorting system. So far that we know of. Because currently in our world, this area here is our overflow area, which isn't built yet. But if we get this set up before we build that, that would actually be better. Then we can just worry about and put everything back 1 extra block. Right, that shouldn't be a problem at all, as long as we remember while we're doing it later on. So we can't really have a redstone block here either to result in the same losing of a furnace ultimately how I decorate it will override my final decision on how I do this, so take everything I say with a little pinch of salt on the layout. But if we want to avoid a block there so we can keep these extra 5 furnaces, we do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, our 9th one we would have to have our block here because that would not be railed. Or powered. That rail would not be powered. And then we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then have another block right here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then that would be our cutoff point. So let's put our final... No, we'll put the pillar right over here. And then that'll be cut off. So that would just leave 6 furnaces. A line of, I'm going to say 14 without counting, and then another 6. So doing 6 in the end would definitely look better, which is why I'm swaying a little bit more towards that, because ultimately aesthetics is what I want. And if I did do these, I could just knock out 2 of the 3 furnaces for the aesthetics. And depending on how I decorate it, because if I use, like, say I put a shelf over this on each pillar, I could just keep all 3 furnaces just hidden behind a pillar. And as long as I don't misload this actual furnace system, that would never be a problem. And even if I did misload it, I'm sure I would just break all the furnaces anyways. But that would leave us with only 1 block at the start here. But if we do take out this back row of furnaces, which in the end aesthetically would probably look better, we can push the whole thing back up to at least probably here. Then when we do build up this area with the elevator and the actual like non-sorted item stuff, shulker box storage, yada yada yada, that would be out of our way. If the furnaces are there or not, we still have to use the area because the cart still has to come through. So that can't really be a deciding factor, but even if I do throw it back some, would it be a crime if I just pull out the wall a little more? I don't think so. Do you think so? That would just give me more room to decorate. Okay, I think that's gonna be what we do here. No matter what, our first step is gonna have to be designing the little drop-off area. So let's figure that out. Starting with the entry area, the drop-off unloading area, ended up being the wrong choice. Because at the end of the day, aesthetics always have to come first, and I couldn't think of a good way to make it aesthetically pleasing. So even throughout building the rest of this, I ended up changing it 4 or 5 times. And even now, it's nothing special, it's just decorated like the rest of this was. And I really did not have an aesthetic plan going into this. I just kind of went with what felt right, and I don't know if it really matches the rest of like the sorting unit here, but it is its own room, so I think it's allowed to not match everything else. And I can't say it doesn't match everything else. It more matches the outside, or what I plan to be the outside, of the mansion. And to think it only took about 2.5 hours. But I am very pleased with how this turned out. I'm not sure if the aesthetic really matches what I got going on out here, but I think it matches the aesthetic of a smeltery, right? Now we really just have to load it with a fuel, and I've been going back and forth on what I want to use. On one hand, the dried out kelp blocks are definitely a very, very reliable source of fuel, right? Because what, 1 block gets you, I want to say it's 20 items? But realistically, when you have a system this big, you don't need a fuel system that gives you so much reward. Because, you know, you're realistically dropping, what, 5 items in a large smelting session per furnace? So I think I'm going to go with the good old-fashioned bamboo. Just across the board, you know, PC Panda and his bamboo. obviously. And then I can easily automate that, somehow get it back into the system and just constantly fill the system. That's not important. What's important is this should be working. We do have to run an official test though. Currently, I don't think I actually have a nice place to collect bamboo, right? Because I took down the little section I had over there on that small patch of dirt above my head, and that wasn't a good source of bamboo. But I'm not quite ready to set up a farm because redstone's become a problem. Oh, pardon me. Anyhow, I don't really want to put it up around here, right? Because, you know, I'm going through a lot of work to make this area look pretty, and I'm not going to undo that by having miscellaneous bamboo. So I think I'm going to go put it over in my dark oak forest. I don't know if I'm going to fill this whole area up, but I'm sure going to place a heck of a lot over here. There may be a proper way to like space your bamboo like there is to oxidized copper blocks, but ultimately, I think something like this will be more than enough without rhyme or reason to any place. And I'm realistically just gonna come through and go with my axe when it's all nice and grown up. And I'll finish off the little stack I have. And beautiful. Then I'll throw the rest of this bamboo into the smelter. Okay, when the mobs start spawning, just run. This may be our first problem scenario with the whole not lit up outside. Oh, there's a hole. Oh, rats. Eek. You know what? I'm just gonna put a wood pillar so I come back to it. Okay. Uh-oh. Alright, just get inside and sleep. Because I've already had Enderman throwing blocks around. I found sand in here earlier. Oh, I need to light that up, don't I? Bamboo in. Send them. Now let's see, are we getting a nice even just one in each? Absolutely. Oh, that's beautiful. Have we made it? And we're still at one each. Then it got stuck. Why did you get stuck? Please tell me your story. Okay. I don't want to just put blocks here, because that'll result in this one being given extra items. What if... Can I break... Okay, I can put a redstone block there. Alright, this is going to be overly complicated. Okay. I think this redstone problem is going to result in me working on the village next episode. I haven't been there in a while. I have so many things I need to do over there. And I've made good progress over here. I think it's time we head over there. But not today. Not today. Alright, so block, rail. Oh gosh. Okay, I can fix it. There. Alright, now we can delete that one. Put a block there. Now it should work fine. Alright, so we're going to send everything off. There you are. Now everything should have 3 across the board. Oh, that's perfect. So we have 58 furnaces. We lost quite a few in this process. So adding the 3 more... Oh, it wouldn't hurt nothing. Because having a ripe old 61? Yeah, 61 would be... I don't know, actually, I don't think I'd like that. I think 58 just sounds better. You know, it rolls off the tongue more cleanly. And that should be enough to make sure I don't screw this up. Because I know with the original design, I just kind of threw whatever into it. But now that it's officially finished, maybe with a couple repairs later, I have to do it right. Should I lock this? Yeah, I'll leave it like that for now. Because there's another problem I've been having. And that problem is that netherite armor is ugly. Right? It's ugly. And with armor trims, I haven't really used them before. So what I did is I made a little display. I went through and displayed every single armor trim in the game, and I finalized on a couple of my liking. So the 4 I've selected are the Dune armor, the Vex armor, the Silence armor, and the Snout armor trims. And I currently have no idea how to get them, or if I even have them, because I do know I have a couple trims in my chests already. Well, apparently I have expensive taste, because I was correct that the Silence trim is only in the ancient cities, but they only have a 1.2% chance of actually spawning in a chest. But that's not the only place we have to visit, because the Dune trim for my helmet, that's in the Desert Temple, which isn't too bad. It's just, getting lucky and, finding multiple until I finally get one. And then, of course, the one for my chest plate, the Vex trim, is only in Woodland Mansions. And I certainly don't believe I've seen one of those yet. So let's set off and look for probably the easiest one first, the Dune trim that spawns in the desert. So I'm hoping the desert over here has one, and that'll be the end of it. Otherwise, who knows? Well, rats, there is most certainly not a temple here, and I did not think this desert was microscopic. I'm just gonna sit and hope there's another desert around here. Not what I was expecting to find. I've always found 1,000 desert temples and have never really found any of these. And now I find one of these and I still haven't found a desert temple. Well, I guess I'll go in. I've never actually done one of these before. My inventory, I'm hoping, isn't... Actually, let me grab a sword first. There's baddies in here, isn't there? Wow, I only have 32. That's not great. Okay, that's... Wow. I wasn't ready for this. I'm so underprepared. Nothing. Why is this room just empty? What? Why does this exist? Just an empty blob. Oh, there's more to it. Okay. I'm still confused. Because I wasn't connected to any of this. Whoa. They're getting loud. They gotta be near. Where? Oh, there's one. Hello, friend. Hello, other friend. Ooh, emeralds? Oh, thank you. I really wasn't expecting that. It's just one of those things I've completely forgotten about because I haven't done a raid in probably 4 years. And again, I've only ever done like one of these before, and it was in modded Minecraft. Hello. Do these things respawn? Like, should I really be like heavily torching things up? I don't know. I also have no idea if the smithing template is just like a guaranteed spawn in these things, but I'll take the alliums, why not? We'll see. I'm sure we'll find out. That was kind of silly. The one I attacked ignored me, but the one I didn't attack sprung right at me. Bizarre. Alright, there seems to be a big horde of them. I gotta make sure to stay up on my health. Oh, that's one of these other things. Okay. Oh, y'all still alive? Oh, a map room. Oh, that's neat. I know this is like vanilla Minecraft structures, but this whole mansion seems a little bare. How old are these things? What is this? Oh, there's a chest. Nothing good. A lead, I guess. Nah, actually, I can keep they can keep the iron. I don't need that. I will take that though. What is this? I don't understand. I don't understand what this is whatsoever. Odd. A chest room Okay, okay, that's empty. Alright, let's just go through and break the chests and hope something falls out, and hopefully it's what I'm looking for. Nothing. 42 chests in this room, and not one of them had a thing in them. Is that just me being unlucky, or is that just how these things are? Because that's aggravating. That's very aggravating, no matter what the answer to that question is. This wall looks suspicious. I was right? There was a... Why a tree? Why is there like a hidden tree in here? I don't understand. With an efficiency 1x. What? I'm just confused. I don't get it. What? I don't understand the rooms in this thing. What is this? It's just nonsense is what it is. Okay, we got more tunnels. Or more halls. There's still hope that we can find this Vex armor trim. But I wish I had some torches so I wouldn't have to deal with this nonsense. I thought for a moment that was a creeper. The sound of me burning. What? Oh, it's a sculpture. So you got the head of the big thing here, and then the thing in his hand. Is there something inside its head? I wanna know for certain if there is anything in this head, because I haven't found anything useful in here yet. Actually, I might have some iron in my chest here. Actually, my toolkit probably has some shears. Eureka! I need an upgraded pair of shears. Stone? Lapis? What? Okay, I'll take lapis. I am getting more and more confused about this structure the farther into it I am getting. I am reaching the end of this exploration and I have found nothing but nonsense. So what Google says is these are just empty. They have absolutely nothing of, not even nothing of value. They just have nothing value or valueless, right? And I also did look up the chances of having an armor trim, and a chest has a 50% chance of having it or not. So I've just been getting unlucky, and I am running out of opportunities to get lucky. Which is making me really sad, because I don't want to have to find another one of these things. Another tree? What? Get out of here. Hang on. Oh, I'm trying to have a moment here. Oh God! I just trapped myself. I trapped myself. Okay. Oh God. Well, that just happened. There's a chest! Okay. Please. Yeah! Oh. Oh, you have no idea how relieved I am. Oh, I thought I was gonna have to find another one of these. But knowing that I missed that one, well, this is the only room like this I'm pretty sure I found. I'm gonna go back through everything again and being as destructive as I can possibly be. Hello. So I was watching a video about what's actually in these things, and this isn't the actual secret room that was on the roof. Right? This is a different one that I broke into. And I was gonna end up at the top again after not finding anything I didn't expect. And apparently you can have more of these secret rooms than just the one that's at the tippy top. And they have chests in them. What? Oh. And I can make some more torches. I'm running out of inventory space here. What do I get rid of? Oh, dirt. Oh, 3! Wow. Wow. I just really got screwed the first go around. Oh, another one! What? Okay. Man, am I glad I decided to go back through it instead of just leaving. Man, if I did this like 2 years ago, I would have just left by now. Alright, nothing great, nothing great. And more redstone, okay. We didn't get another template, but that's fine at this point. Oh, this is the secret one at the tippy top. Really? Oh yeah, that's right, it was connected to one of these. Or like the actual entry way we entered. Cool. This was actually pretty fruitful. Now I just have to finally decide what I can get rid of, what I can keep, sort my stuff out, and then continue my search for a desert temple. On my way home, I found one. Man, that's the same thing that happened with the coral reef. Well, refound the same coral reef. If you were here last episode. I think that was the last episode. Maybe it was the one before. I took a week off from that series to do Amanda. But let's see. What's our luck? No. Yeah! That's 2 of the 3 we needed! Oh! I'm actually shocked. Oh, let's get rid of the dark oak. I got plenty of that at home. Every bone I collect is me postponing my bone meal farm just one more time. Holy wah! I almost didn't make it. That's crazy. And that leaves us with just the silence trim to get. And with how rare it is, with a 1.2% spawn rate, and that Vex one being a 50% rate, and I almost didn't get it, I'm not very optimistic about those odds. But that will have to wait until another day. So thank you all very much for watching. We got a lot done today, whether it seems like it or not. Subscribe, like, all that fun, yummy stuff. And see ya!